Notice I haven't been shocked yet.
I see that. God damn it! I tried to put.
What's up, guys and gals? Relentless XRG, and I'm here today to provide you some tips and tricks, some things that I have learned, and to try to make you a little more aware and better when it comes to PvP in the Dark Zone. But if you happen to be new and you're enjoying the content, then be sure to ground and pound that like and subscribe button. Very much appreciated. But anyways, first and foremost, I can't stress enough, especially if you're outnumbered or you know that the players pushing you have such as a sniper in their group. Situational and surroundings. Know the situation, know your surroundings, know your strengths, know your weaknesses, and know the angles to where you don't want to be standing on a corner of a bus like that dude when a sniper is on the other team and you immediately are down in one shot and are taking a dirt nap. So use cover. Know the strengths and the weaknesses of your build. Know your build intimately. Don't just copy and paste the build and expect to be God and go out there. You actually have to know it on an intimate level. And no, not just using that as a figure of speech and an expression. But know its ins and outs, its strengths, its weaknesses. Play to your strengths and your weaknesses and make them come out of cover into the wide open, such as that dude, while you're in cover. Using a bottleneck method. We have a short span here as far as the corner of that bus and that car. They know they have the numbers now, especially after sniping one dude, 4v3. But as you see, by utilizing our surroundings, like this bus, this little small corridor, them really having no cover if they're trying to push. Either they have to push all the way in around that bus, or as you can see, we are utilizing the bus and they're not utilizing their surroundings and they pay the price. We get them scattered, flustered. They really have nothing to go to. I mean, they try to hug that bus, but if you see them in a weakened state, such as like that, and one tries to fall and pick him up, if he would have pressed on, and the other guy in the back also laid down cover fire, it would have been a totally different story. So know your surroundings. Know the angles. Know the dark zone in which you plan on being in, whether it be farming or whatnot, so you can best defend yourself. Also, another case in point. If you're rogue, opening boxes, and you see, there's only one player, then don't get cocky and start emoting on them thinking you got them, because something like that will happen right here. There happened to be a sniper just off in the background, so I paid the price for being cocky. This is another key example of situational awareness. As you can see, two teammates are already dead. It's a 4v2 situation. I'm bobbing weaving. I just noticed I got hit by a little bit of a sniper, so I fall back into cover, knowing that I need to go to the left. And while they have their attention on the right, they're not more or less focusing on me. So I make my way over, utilizing cover, try to toss some grenades, inflict as much damage as possible, so that way my only teammate can actually, have a chance and heal himself. So I also continue to flank around, knowing my surroundings. I can go left here if I need to. I can fall back and retreat. As you see, they're just more or less frantically going around. I'm trying to lay down as much damage as possible. But, I'm basically outnumbered, but I make the most of it. I get weak. I fall back, enough for me able to heal. I end up downing one. Sorry for the skip. And then this dude tries to quickscope me. He lands one, and I'm basically one shot. The dude can sneeze on me, but refused to pull out anything other than a sniper rifle and a double barrel, and just utilizing hip fire and me utilizing that as a tactical decision. It was all she wrote. So should hip fire be your number one go-to? No, but in situations like that, or you're getting pressed with somebody with a SMG, then sure, utilize hip fire and your movement, so that way you can get the most bang for your buck out of that situation. I mean, hipfire can be, OP, especially if you got a whole squad pushing up on you. So it should just be, a tactical decision and not just a more or less form of play style to where that's all you should do is just charge in there and do nothing but hipfire. But if you're with one or more persons besides yourself, besides knowing your surroundings and your situation and knowing your build, is communication. Just as even in PvE, the raid has taught us that communication is key. So if someone decides to want to go on a flanking mission, they need to call out that, whether they're advancing on the left, the right. Call outs are crucial. Because if you don't know what your teammates are more or less thinking or what their play is, then you don't know how to necessarily move and to help them out with whatever tactics you're going to. If you know they're weak in one area and you're in a tactical advantage, such as this, we're in an underground and they are pushing out on us. As you can see, they don't really have that much cover out there, and just by tossing grenades, landing a few shots, it allowed them to fall back. We have tons and tons of cover down here. And this is where Pulse comes in key, because we didn't know where they went off to. Are they trying to flank around and hit us from behind? But lo and behold, a Pulse. Pulse is also crucial, especially if it's dark and you're in confined places and planning to go rogue, just because there could be snipers out there. You never know. So having good situational awareness, knowing the map, knowing your build, and communications are the most top priorities when it comes to PvPing in the Dark Zone. And if you're in like a 1v1 situation and you don't know when you should push forward or fall back, once that player lands a couple shots on you, and let's say you are like more or less face trading at a mid-range, and he feels your build, you filled his. So you pretty much know there by how much damage you inflicted on that person and how much damage they inflicted on you, what you should need to do. If they are weaker than you are, or they're just trying to sucker you in, or they're actually stronger than you are, do you need to fall back and utilize more cover instead of just pushing forward onto them while they're retreating into cover? It's kind of like a cat and mouse kind of thing. And the more you do it, the more you'll kind of more or less realize and recognize the situation. Whether that person is more or less a little nervous and is falling back because you do hit really, really hard and they didn't feel that they did that much damage to you, or did you previously see more players than that in the Dark Zone and he's just waiting for his buddies to come aid him? So all these things come into play. So that's when the more you PvP, the more you realize these things. So if you happen to be new to PvP, not sure if you like PvP or really want to do it, you just want to farm the Dark Zone, that is going to be one thing that is super, super crucial. Know your build, and the more you put yourself in these situations, the more that you'll be able to tell what kind of situation you're in. Is it certain things where you need to push? Is it things you need to fall back? And keeping all your armor, your health, and where you're knowing your build and how much damage you can actually take comes in key. So that way you can fall back, use cover, reassess the situation, especially if you're outnumbered, and more or less think of a way that's going to try to give you a better chance at winning the fight. More or less me seeing this guy come around the flank on the left-hand side, try to shoot my teammates in the back. I realized this and immediately pushed upon him, made him fall back, and we end up downing him. Then I can come back around and help my teammates to finish off the other. And that is the final more or less hint, tip, and trick when it comes to PvP. Even if it's a 4v4, there should always be a shot caller. There should always be call-outs. But more importantly, if you want to down players even faster and not measure how big one's balls are, or whatever hormones or whatever you want to call it, who's Billy Badass, who's the bigger badass than the other, is team shooting, focus fire. If 3 people are shooting at one person, that person's going to be instantly melted really, really fast. Or split it up to 2v2 kind of thing. Especially if you have the numbers, then you should focus, one at a time, knock them down like dominoes. But like I said, the more and more you do it, the more and more you'll get better at it. But if you never put yourself in situations, then how can you expect to get any better at them? But that's just a little tidbits and nuggets. We'll actually go through tactics along with the builds coming up in further episodes. But I hope I didn't confuse you. I hope it may help you out. Just don't go in there half-cocked, go in there with a game plan. Try to think, and like I said, the more you do it, the more of these things, they'll just come to you and become like second nature, to where you don't have to think about them anymore. You'll just know your situation, you'll know your surroundings, and you'll know your build. But anyways, hope this helped. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Appreciate you a lot, and we'll see you fudging later.
They're coming up. They're up here. Up here.
Haha, grenade there, buddy. There's another grenade for you.